Honorable Minister of State for Foreign Affairs in charge of international relations, Your Excellency the UN Resident Coordinator in Uganda, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, all government ministers, representatives from the different ministries, all heads of the UN missions and diplomatic missions, all representatives of the civil society and the private sector, special interest groups that are represented here. In a special way, I want to recognize those representing the youth, representing the women, the children, persons with disabilities. In a special way, media, who have played a very big role, especially on issues to do with the COVID-19 pandemic, where gatherings are not supposed to happen, but you would pass on the message to the community. And because you have played that role, we're also here to celebrate today as a community that has achieved, of course, with some lives gone, very unfortunate. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and in a special way, my team from the SDG Secretariat and Sheraton for hosting us. Welcome to the 76th anniversary celebration of the United Nations. As you are all aware, by now, the United Nations was founded on the 24th of October, 1945, and Uganda became a member on the 25th of October, 1962. So as a country, Uganda, we are here to celebrate. Happy UN Day 2021 to all Ugandans, to all Africans, to all those who are members, but including those who are in countries that are not yet members, but would have loved to. Maybe their governments have not yet decided, but the ordinary people may want, but they don't have the powers to. We also celebrate with them and celebrate their lives. Why? It's because of the UN different ways in supporting peace, whether directly or indirectly, development, and the different humanitarian actions in the different parts of the world. You remember very well in 2015, the UN General Assembly, under Uganda's presidency, adopted the 2030 Agenda and Sustainable Development Goals aimed at transforming our lives and ending poverty everywhere and for everyone. Since then, we have had very useful discussions and conversations as leaders in different parts of the world, but also as members of the UN member states, but most importantly, people in different countries holding discussions as ordinary people in different parts of the different countries. Across board, in terms of the economic strata or in terms of the political status of those individuals in the country. Uganda quickly headed the call and has been at the forefront in the implementation of the SDGs, including establishing a coordination framework and a roadmap to operationalize it. We recently launched a new roadmap that takes into consideration the various challenges, including the COVID-19 pandemic, and how to build the way forward in a better way. Uganda has also established committed leadership by appointing a dedicated focal person, minister, especially in charge of SDGs, as well as putting in place a national SDG secretariat to coordinate and collaborate with the UN country team, and the secretariat exclusively supports coordination of SDG implementation in government and with all the UN agencies. Furthermore, Uganda has ensured alignment of the SDGs to our National Vision 2040 and other plans and strategies. The third National Development Plan is over 90% aligned to the global goals and the new Parish Development Model. It's all about ensuring that we leave nobody behind. As you know it very well, under SDG, we have what everybody knows as one of our best strategies is to make sure that nobody is left behind and we reach out to the farthest. So when we are talking about SDGs, and I see some people saying, you have paid a lot of attention as government to only agriculture. Only agriculture. No, it is not so. The majority are in agriculture. So it's reaching out to the majority, but remember, leaving nobody behind. And that's why we brought in the program of Emyoga, that not all the youth, not all the women, not all the PWDs are in agriculture. There are those who are in urban areas. There are those who are in areas, even if they are rural areas, but they don't have land. They must be reached out, empowered or encouraged in whatever they are doing in their own style by government, by giving them resources called Emyoga. But for today, I've been able to realize there is a gap. We have efforts by the private sector, Stanbic Bank, mentoring and training the youth. But then the youth have been trained, like Tony said, they have over-mentored them. Then for us as government, when it comes to reaching out to those people, we go for those who have not been mentored and who have been trained. Now I've realized there is a gap, there is a way. As government, we must work together with the private sector. You help us to train. We provide the resource because this is their resource as people. But also, those who have been trained, also go and reach out to those who have not been trained. Because for those who have, if you don't share with those who don't have, you will all not sleep when night comes. You'll find in this town where you have those with very good accommodation, next is a slum. So this one in a big house, in a big bungalow, will not sleep because people in the slum are making noise, those who don't have. And those who are in the slum will not sleep because they didn't eat. So as they make noise for the rich one are not sleeping because they think those in the slum are going for them. But SDG has deliberately rolled out a program to get to people in the slums. And I want to thank the SDG Secretariat and the teams, the UN agencies that have helped to facilitate this. But also UN agencies, even without going through the SDG Secretariat, have reached out to the different groups. The different UN agencies have gone even to people in the creative industry to tap into their talents. You don't need to know English, provided you are talented. They've gone to the extent of extending that. I'm here to say thank you as the focal minister in charge of SDG. Achieving the SDGs amidst COVID-19 pandemic as Uganda and Africa. Today, as we celebrate the achievements of the UN, but as we do that under this time of the COVID-19 pandemic, in a special way, let's celebrate the Ugandan woman. Let's celebrate the African woman. They've provided food, illiterate as they are, educated as they are, they provided food, such that by the time the scientists arrived with the vaccines, for those who have been able to get them, and for those who are still waiting, they found that most lives were saved because the Ugandan woman, also engulfed in fear of the COVID-19 pandemic, where nobody had enough information, even up to today, the woman decided to continue going to the garden, to provide food to the family, to feed the rich in Kampala in urban areas, to feed those in the capital cities, so that the sons find when a Ugandan woman, an African woman, has played the biggest role. Let's celebrate the African woman. Let's celebrate the Ugandan woman. You've talked a lot about the vaccines. My colleague has done, the UN resident coordinator has done it, and also the panelists did. Yes, the vaccines have come. The coverage is still low, but it is the responsibility of all of us who are here and those who are listening to us to encourage our people to go and be vaccinated. There's still fear in the community. Yes, government has done it. It does no harm for you to add your voice to that so that we save lives. Because this is new to the community. They have to learn slowly. We don't have to blame them, but let's work with them and engage them so that they get to understand why we are insisting on this. So I call on everybody to join hands with the government to encourage people to go and get the vaccine. Through collaborative efforts with partners, the government has achieved many milestones, which include the development of the integrated SDG model by the National Planning Authority to estimate the medium and long-term attainment of SDGs, integrating SDGs indicators into the national processes through the National Standard Indicator Framework, compilation and presentation of Uganda's second voluntary national review report, which was presented to the UN High-Level Political Forum in July 2020. In this voluntary national review report, Uganda was able to report on 92 indicators compared to the 45 indicators that had data points in 2018. Now, in collaboration with the SDG Center for Africa, Uganda is establishing a new and robust monitoring and reporting system, which will further support from the partners, and we hope all this will enable us to be able to report on more than 140 SDG indicators out of the 201 applicable to Uganda. Conducting voluntary local reviews and awareness campaigns across the country to enhance local ownership and dedication to achieve the SDGs. Setting up relationships and improving and enhancing them, especially with the private sector, as well as partnership with the civil society, the different groups, interest groups, the youth, communities, the workers, even people in the security forces, to make sure the SDGs are implemented by everybody and appreciated by everybody, carrying with us our slogans, reaching to the farthest, leaving nobody behind. We're also working on translating our SDGs in the 13 local languages, this in an effort to localize them and working especially with the youth to make sure we make the SDGs stop being a Kampala talk, a talk in hotels, and get to the ordinary person and also make them own, but also make them more responsible as human beings. So we are working on that with the youth, and when we are ready, we shall also go out to launch in those different sub-zones in this country, in the different languages. I want to thank the panelists. I want to thank my secretariat, the SDG secretariat. I want to thank the UN and all the agencies. I want to thank all the missions. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Ugandans. I want to thank Africans. I want to thank UN. Most importantly, don't lose focus. COVID is still around. We can no longer handle it as an emergency. We must plan for it and make sure we execute everything. And let's watch each other, especially Ugandans, on the fight against corruption, because it is eating up all corners. Whether we are the front, those at the back, the rich, the poor, the young, the youth, Before one knows even what we'll get, whether we'll get a job, we'll ask, what can I do below the table? Before even he has known the salary. That means that it has gone beyond we, our generation, and it is with the children. Schools have been, when schools were still open, you would find the kids also, during campaigns, giving out sweets. That is also implanting corruption in the minds of the young people. So it's the responsibility of all of us. We politicians and non-politicians, the leaders, cultural leaders, to make sure we fight corruption, because corruption eats up the moral fiber of the community, and it's not easy to remove it. It keeps growing and growing roots, tap roots, and all the fibrous roots. As minister, the focal minister in charge of the SDGs, to pledge to all of you that we are very ready. We shall continue working together. We are now talking about the COVID-19 pandemic. For whatever comes tomorrow, we shall remain strong because of collaborative efforts with all the UN agencies and the UN and all missions. And I want to thank you for the support you have given government at a time when we were engulfed with fear. Heads of missions would come out and advise government and work with government and provide. Thank you so much.